Get ready to rethink your whole ozone shield idea. We've been relying on Earth's protective layer to block space radiation from harming us, preventing blindness, skin cancer, and immune system issues. But hold up, scientists just dropped a bombshell in 2023. A new type of supernova could actually destroy our ozone layer. This isn't some sci-fi plot twist, it's real, and the worst part, the effects won't be immediate. Years will pass before we feel the damage from these massive stellar explosions. Mind blown yet? You think our atmosphere's got us covered? Think again. Space is loaded with dangers, and the damage can be catastrophic. A supernova taking out our ozone layer would turn life as we know it into a nightmare. But let's look at some planets that didn't get so lucky, like Proxima Centauri b. Their conditions are a harsh reminder of what could have been if Earth wasn't just right, with its unique blend of atmosphere and distance from space threats. It's a chilling thought. Our planet's safety is just a thin margin away from becoming a hostile environment. You might have heard that Proxima Centauri b had potential for life, but it turns out that's not quite right. The issue lies in its super close orbit around the red dwarf star Proxima Centauri, a whole different ball game from our own sun. These stars are notorious for their powerful stellar flares, and when they go off, Proxima b gets slammed with 4,000 times more radiation than our Earth would during a solar flare. That's not just harmful, it's deadly, enough to instantly vaporize a person. And we're not alone in this danger zone. Another unfortunate planet, Coret 7b, faces the same fate due to its proximity to its star. You might think those vibrant sunrises and sunsets on Proxima Centauri b are straight out of a sci-fi movie, and they would be. The star is an incredible 60 times closer to its orbiting planet than our own sun is to Earth, painting the sky in hues we can only dream of. But as beautiful as it sounds, this proximity spells disaster for life. Imagine temperatures soaring up to a scorching 2,500 degrees Celsius on the day side, hot enough to melt even the toughest rock, let alone any living thing. And if that's not enough, one side of the planet would be a boiling ocean, while the other is a frozen wasteland, making it truly uninhabitable. But here's the chilling part. This extreme planet gets even colder, plummeting to a bone-chilling 200 degrees Celsius on the other side. Taking just one breath there would be fatal for any living being, as your lungs would instantly freeze and collapse. Dubbed two hells in one by scientists, Coret 7b's wild temperature swings make it an unlikely haven for life. This intense heat and cold would also rewrite Earth's water cycle. Evaporation and rain clouds wouldn't form like they do here, leading to some seriously out-of-this-world weather patterns. And don't even get started on the rocks. The relentless erosion would turn solid stone into nothing more than sand in a matter of no time. Imagine a storm so wild that water vapor would actually rise into the air and plummet back down as hail. But not just any hail, stone rain, each piece heavy enough to crush you with a single hit. Sounds deadly, right? And believe it or not, there's a planet out there where storms aren't even the biggest threat. Let's take a look at Perilous 706b, another extreme world with one side scorching hot and the other relatively chilly awe. But what makes this place truly hazardous is yet to come. But when these massive temperature swings kick in on Perilous 76b, they whip up some seriously destructive forces. Not hail or stone rain, but actual torrential iron storms. The intense heat on one side and the icy chill on the other create blistering winds that blast iron vapor from the blazing day into the frozen night. As it hits the cool air, this vapor instantly freezes into liquid droplets of molten metal, transforming into what's essentially a metal rain. Just picture massive chunks of iron plummeting down to our planet. Imagine standing under iron rain and getting shredded by hundreds of knives in a split second. That's intense. But you might ask, what could possibly be worse? Well, head over to HD 9733b, where things take a turn for the even more extreme. Its furnace-like temperature isn't just due to being close to its star, it's also because this scorching hot world zooms around its sun at breakneck speed. Let's put Earth's 30 km per second orbital speed into perspective. That's fast, but HD 9733b takes the cake with an astonishing near 150, 3 km per second velocity. In other words, if life existed here, it'd be on a never-ending, blazingly fast, out-of-control centrifuge. But hold on to your seat, because things get even crazier. This planet is home to storms of razor-sharp glass fragments, blasting through the air at an earth-shattering 8,500 km per hour. Just imagine walking around and in the blink of an eye, being sliced into thin strips, as if you were on a malfunctioning shredder. Now, let's visit another world where life is just as perilous but in a completely different way. It's the infamous sharpest planet, where even a careless step could lead to some serious cuts. Get ready to be dazzled by 5 Cancri E, a celestial body that's essentially the cosmic equivalent of walking into a jewelry store and being surrounded by millions of sparkling diamonds. It's as if Tiffany & Co. had an intergalactic warehouse where every surface is covered in these precious gems. But here's the thing, what looks breathtakingly beautiful can turn deadly in the wrong conditions. On 5 Cancri E, the process of erosion and grinding has polished those diamonds to a killer edge. They're so sharp that scientists back on Earth use them for making medical scalpels. Imagine taking a stroll on 5 Cancri E's surface. One wrong move and you'd be slashing your legs open with those razor-sharp diamond edges. But, lucky for us, this diamond-mined planet isn't as infamous for its cutting beauty as it is for its extreme ocean. That's right, ocean, but not the water kind. Here, lava flows like an endless sea of fire, hot enough to melt even iron. And you thought our own planet Earth was extreme. Check out Kelp 9b, another world that'll make you go whum, because it's got 4 seasons just like us, except it's got not 2, but 2 summers and 2 winters. Each of these crazy climate shifts lasts a mere 9 hours. Talk about short-lived fashion trends. Imagine if our world went from balmy beach weather to scorching desert heat in just 9 hours. Talk about a shock to the system. Our bodies aren't exactly built for quick temperature changes, and even a simple flight can leave us feeling like we've caught something. But on Kelp 9b's short seasons, that kind of drastic shift could be deadly. And if you thought that was rough, buckle up, because things get even wilder. Just this year, the James Webb Space Telescope spotted an epic dust storm brewing on planet VHSL 2056b. We're talking the road warrior meets outer space, and it's not exactly a welcoming party for any potential visitors. But here's the kicker, these dust particles aren't your run-of-the-mill sandstorm grit. They're silicates, essentially tiny grains of silicon and oxygen, making this storm way more intense than anything on Earth. Imagine a superheated, rocky fog that's basically toxic to human skin. You'd come out with severe burns and bruises if you even dared step into it. And the craziest part, we might think we have it easy compared to VHS's 2056b, but trust us, there are plenty of other wild weather conditions waiting in the cosmic wings. Let's not get too comfortable thinking our planet's got everything under control. The ozone layer is only a safety net, and it might not last forever. Remember, Earth has seen its fair share of mass extinctions, like the one that wiped out a huge chunk of life 445 million years ago during the Ordovician-Silurian extinction event. Scientists have been scratching their heads for ages trying to figure out what actually triggered this massive blow to biodiversity, and trust us, it's not something we want to experience again anytime soon. This event is still considered one of the top 3 worst mass extinctions on record, taking a devastating toll on our planet's ecosystem. So, how did scientists finally crack the code behind the Ordovician-Silurian extinction event? By digging deep into ancient geological deposits, they uncovered a surprising clue. Iron formed after interacting with gamma radiation. But here's the wild part. Researchers think this cosmic connection might have started with a massive 10-second explosion of a supermassive star about 6,000 light-years away. Yeah, you read that right, 6,000 light-years. And in just those 10 seconds, a huge amount of gamma radiation was released into space, eventually making its way to our ozone layer and causing some serious damage. Now imagine our ozone layer suddenly getting slashed in half. That's exactly what happened when gamma radiation from that supermassive star explosion reached Earth. With our protective shield weakened, the sun's harmful UV rays poured in, wreaking havoc on life as we knew it back then. A staggering 85% of marine species got wiped out in this cosmic disaster. Fast forward to today, while we're not facing an alien explosion, our own actions are putting the ozone layer at risk, and if we don't act soon, the devastating effects of intense UV radiation could become a harsh reality for us too. But here's the shocking truth. It's not just about air pollution. Rocket launches, satellite deployments, and even space debris are silently chipping away at our ozone shield. As these fragments pierce through the atmosphere, they're creating vulnerable patches that allow potentially deadly gamma radiation to seep in. Now, let's talk about those distant cosmic collisions, when black holes or neutron stars team up and unleash massive energy blasts. Their magnetic forces merge, firing off powerful beams of particles and photons. If we ever get caught in one of these extreme events, the effects would be catastrophic. A person would instantly vaporize under the intense heat of gamma radiation. But here's where it gets really concerning. These gamma rays aren't just destructive up close. They can also wreak havoc from a distance by stripping away electrons from atoms and molecules, essentially breaking them down at a molecular level. Think of it like a cosmic shockwave that can travel vast distances, messing with the fundamental building blocks of life. If one of these bursts were to hit our planet, the impact on human DNA would be devastating. Damage to our genetic code could trigger mutations and even cell death. And you know what's even more mind-blowing? Astronomers are now detecting around one of these intense radiation events every single day, and that's just with our current tech. Who knows how many go undetected? Get ready for a cosmic spectacle that's totally accessible to anyone, anywhere. No fancy gear needed. You're talking about supernovas, these mind-boggling explosions that happen when massive stars reach their final curtain call. For a fleeting moment, these dying behemoths become the universe's brightest showstoppers, outshining hundreds of billions of other stars combined. It's like nature's ultimate fireworks display. But don't blink or you'll miss it. Imagine if a star went supernova right in our cosmic backyard. It'd be an incredible sight, but also a serious eye-opener, literally. The intense light would fry your peepers, causing widespread blindness and cataracts. And that's just the beginning. Things could get even crazier. But did you know there are objects called magnetars that pack an even more devastating punch? These cosmic heavyweights can unleash gamma radiation so powerful, it'll blow any supernova out of the water. Get ready to meet magnetars, neutron stars with the ultimate superpower, a magnetic field that's absolutely bonkers. Imagine something that's 1,000 times stronger than your average neutron star and a whopping trillion times more powerful than Earth's own magnetic might. These cosmic powerhouses can unleash destruction on our ozone layer in just milliseconds, giving us no time to react. Now, picture this. If you got too close to a magnetar, around 3,500 football fields away, its energy blast would rip electrons straight out of your body. But here's where it gets mind-blowing. If a magnetar were to unleash its fury, you'd essentially be turned into a gas of solo atoms, stripped of your electrons. Now let's move from the farthest corners of space to something right under our noses, or should I say, right in our atmosphere. You've probably heard that some conspiracy theories try to distort the truth. But did you know that way back when NASA shared some Apollo 8 mission secrets? This left us wondering if those moon landings were truly real. But let's get back to reality and a serious space concern that started over 5 decades ago. Scientists in America stumbled upon an astonishingly powerful radiation beam buzzing close to our home planet. Initially, scientists thought they'd discovered evidence of secret Soviet nuclear tests, but it turned out this intense radiation was a permanent feature of our cosmic neighborhood. In 1958, astrophysicist James Van Allen made a groundbreaking discovery. Earth is actually surrounded by 2 gigantic donut-shaped rings of radiation called the Van Allen radiation belts. Our planet's nestled right in the middle, protected from these space particles like they're in a cosmic hole. So how did this happen? It all comes down to our magnetic field, which acts as a super powerful magnet, capturing and trapping solar wind particles, then boosting them up to nearly light speed. The size of these donuts changes depending on the sun's activity, a talk about an ever-changing space landscape. Let's zoom in on the details. The inner Van Allen belt starts roughly 600 kilometers above our planet and spans up to about 9,600 to 13,000 kilometers high, while its outer counterpart can stretch anywhere from 13,500 to 19,000 kilometers, or even almost 40,000 kilometers into space. That's alarmingly close, right? So what happens when these high-energy particles escape the belts and head towards Earth? Well, they can alter our atmosphere's chemical makeup, and things get even more intense during geomagnetic storms. The radiation belt's energy levels skyrocket, putting human-made technologies at risk. But for space travelers, these cosmic rays pose a direct threat to their health. Here's a rewritten version of the paragraph. Now you might wonder, How do space agencies ensure astronaut safety? Well, NASA carefully plots mission routes to skirt around the Van Allen belts entirely. These cosmic rays pack more punch than X-rays and can have unpredictable effects on the human body, ranging from no harm at all to life-threatening consequences. Interestingly, when Apollo 8 astronauts first ventured through these belts in 1968, conspiracy theorists claimed that it was a hoax, suggesting that NASA wouldn't risk its own crew like that. It's mind-boggling how a single event can blur the lines between fact and fiction, leaving us questioning what's truly real. Here's a rewritten version of the paragraph. The Apollo 8 controversy raises some tough questions. Did NASA put its astronauts in harm's way, or can we trust them to tell it like it is? On one hand, they'd risk lives for groundbreaking discoveries, but on the other, wouldn't they fabricate results if that meant keeping their crew safe? The truth is, before this mission, NASA said Apollo 8 was equipped with top-notch gear, shielding and protective suits designed to deflect radiation, although they admitted they underestimated just how intense the danger zone would be in low and medium Earth orbit. They're now investing more in building spacecraft that can withstand these harsh conditions. Let's hope their actions reflect a genuine commitment to safety and scientific integrity. But there's more to space threats than just what's out there. We're talking about what's coming straight at us from up high. You don't need to venture into the Van Allen belts to feel its wrath, and the best part, we can actually forecast these events. Get ready for a celestial light show if you live in the northern hemisphere, as an awe-inspiring aurora borealis makes its appearance. While nature's putting on a display, be prepared for your internet speed to take a serious hit. It's like Earth's own cosmic traffic jam. But that's not all. As this space event intensifies, you might find yourself cut off from your mobile network, leaving your phone useless. And if we're lucky, only our gadgets will start malfunctioning. But no such luck. Your smartphone in hand could be one of them, sparking and dying right before your eyes. This is because the sun's unleashing a massive amount of plasma, sending radiation levels skyrocketing on Earth's surface. So where does this solar storm originate? It often stems from the sun's darker regions called spots. These are areas with supercharged magnetic fields that trigger explosive flares. Let's dive into some mind-blowing visuals and get an up-close look at our star in action. Take a closer look at this stunning image of our sun. You'll see tons of dark spots, each one a potential breeding ground for powerful flares. But did you know that only about 1 in every 10 solar storms reaches the elite X-class level? These are the biggest and baddest. Think massive electrical discharges that can blow out Earth's communication systems. The last time we witnessed an X-class flare was way back in 2003, and it was so intense that it overloaded our monitoring equipment. This behemoth of a solar storm caused radio blackouts on our planet and temporarily crippled space satellites, leaving us without connection to the cosmos for a few nerve-wracking moments. Now, you might think it's easy to predict when we'll see another X-class flare, but let's just say we're on a solar storm roller coaster with no clear schedule. The ozone layer is our earthly shield that safeguards us from these powerful cosmic events' full impact. But what if it took a hit? A weakened ozone layer would leave us wide open to an onslaught of radiation that could lead to skin cancer. Although solar flares are intense, there's something even more mind-blowing out there. Get this, there's an object so radiant, its energy isn't just hazardous for humans or other planets. It can actually annihilate entire stars and galaxies. Say hello to the ultimate galaxy destroyer. You think that eerie sound is from some cosmic horror flick or an epic Pink Floyd tune. Nope, it's actually what scientists have picked up by the low rumble of a supermassive black hole. This beast resides at the heart of the Perseus galaxy cluster, a staggering 200 million light-years away. Here's the kicker: despite all we've explored so far, we're still scratching the surface when it comes to understanding these cosmic monsters. Black holes are notorious for their all-consuming appetite, stretching humans to spaghetti length and devouring entire galaxies whole. But buckle up, because there's more to these cosmic powerhouses than meets the eye. Researchers in Finland have turned up some wild findings. It appears certain black holes can act like ultimate rebels, defying expectations and going rogue. Take Maxi J1820+70. This mysterious black hole is spinning on its side like a top, leaving scientists utterly stumped as to how it pulled off the mind-bending move. Now that you know Maxi J1820 plus 70 is a rebel black hole, let's dive deeper into its world. It's part of a binary system, paired up with a doomed companion star, the ultimate slow dance to destruction. But here's where things get even more interesting in most cosmic duos. Smaller objects like planets or stars orbiting a massive partner all spin in sync, their axes aligned. Not this black hole though. It's spinning sideways like it's defying gravity itself. And, trust us, Maxi J1820 plus 70 is not the only black hole pulling off crazy stunts. Just last year, scientists discovered a wandering black hole that refused to play by the rules. We thought they were stationary, but this one was on the move. It looks like there's still so much left to learn about these mysterious space beasts. The study of Maxi J1820 plus 70 doesn't stop here. Scientists are super curious about how its unique tilt affects its inner workings. Maybe it's a game changer for how this black hole gobbles up space stuff or shoots out energy signals over huge distances. The possibilities are mind-blowing, but let's be real, we don't want that kind of cosmic power on our doorstep. And here's some food for thought: our own galaxy isn't exempt from the black hole craze. In fact, observations made with the powerful Hubble Space Telescope over the past 3 decades show that almost every major galaxy out there has a supermassive black hole at its heart. Yep, you heard it right, including our very own Milky Way. You want to know about the superstar of our galaxy, Sagittarius A, the beast at the heart of the Milky Way. This enormous black hole packs an insane amount of mass, millions of times heavier than our own sun, and it's chillin' in the center, mostly just lounging and occasionally snacking on stray gas or dust. But remember, these cosmic monsters are known to get wild. They can warp space and time, making them super unpredictable. If Sagittarius A were to suddenly unleash its fury into our solar system, buckle up, because things would go from zero to extreme in an instant. The intense radiation would be so powerful that it'd be a one-way ticket for us. No more you, no more me, game over. But here's the thing, Sagittarius A's cosmic rays wouldn't just wait for you to get sucked in before they do their damage. The intense radiation would be so powerful that it'd knock you out instantly, making all the will I get twisted and pulled questions irrelevant. You might think those cosmic rays are light years away, but trust me, they're not as harmless as they seem. So, let's bring it back home. If you've been experiencing mysterious headaches, eye irritation, or sudden fatigue, maybe it's time to reevaluate your daily environment. Has your doctor been able to pinpoint the cause of these issues? Have you noticed an increase in illnesses this year compared to previous years? It might not be a black hole, but there could be another force at play, and understanding its impact is crucial for your well-being. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with something to think about: our own Earth's defense system, the ozone layer.